forgot to add myself. Hello, 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 and welcome to Dear Dana. I am so happy to see you here on a Saturday evening. How is everyone doing? Hello, Arseny, Marie, and Willow, Shelley, everyone out in the bushes. I see you too. I'm happy to see you here. Welcome. I'm happy that you are here on such a night. Hello, Shan and Van and Monica and Robin Cook. Happy to see you here. Tonight we will be speaking about not just Mr. Kanye West. We are speaking about bipolar disorder and mental health. It is a serious topic. We don't put enough emphasis on mental health as it is. We need to put enough emphasis on it because we have no problem whatsoever speaking on physical health. We don't. We don't have any problem if someone gets injured, if someone is hurting, if someone breaks an arm. We have no problem whatsoever. But when someone has a mental health issue, there is still too much of a stigma upon it that people are ashamed to speak of it or to even seek it. And it goes much further than that. But, Kanye, of course, the Kardashians, they've been in our face for way over a decade. I don't dislike them, but they've been saturated in our face for such a long time that I just don't watch them a lot. I'm not going to say I dislike them, but it's gotten to the point now that Kanye West has really blown up and put a face on mental health. And it's gotten to the point recently that he's put a face on many things, not just mental health. How do I put this? The chaos that goes on when divorce is occurring. We can say it is, I don't want to say the A word, the A-B-U-S-E. We know that YouTube does not like us to say that word out loud, but that kind of thing that goes on between couples when they split up, we haven't seen physical, but there is emotional. And that is openly occurring. People want to say, well, maybe it's a ploy to get more attention. In my opinion, I don't think it is. At this point, I don't think it is. I feel like because he deals with bipolar disorder and he does not want the divorce and he wants his family back, that it has elevated to that point. A lot of these stars want their cake and eat it too. Sometimes they don't want to live together. Sometimes they want time apart, but they don't want to get a divorce. But at this point, it's evident that Kim Kardashian wants a divorce and wants to be single and live on her own. And being that he does not want this, and you add the fact that he does have bipolar disorder, and in my opinion, he is not on his medication. He is not doing his treatment. So everything is getting exacerbated. And we are seeing this happening openly. We're seeing it happen openly. In our face. In the media. On Twitter. On YouTube. It's being reported on the television. In the news. Almost as much as what's going on in Ukraine. It's true. And today I heard that he just got his Instagram back, but he is not welcome to perform on is it the Academy Awards? Or is that for movies? The Grammys. He's not welcome to perform on the Grammys, and I heard that he's up for a couple of the Grammys, but he is not welcome to be on the Grammys or present because of his recent racist remarks and his outbursts that he has had on social media, because he's too much of a threat, and he's too much of a threat to what he might say, what he might do. So here we go. Here we go. So before we go further, let me throw down my intro. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, and let me clearly say, before we go further, this is my opinion. Hey, Queen O'Hara. What'd you put Grammy down for, Robin Cook? Hey, Busy Blues #2 fan. Oh, Grammy. Oh, I was thinking Grammy like grandmother. Thank you for putting Grammy. Robin Cook was my roommate at college, by the way. Anyway, yeah, he's nominated. Let me clearly say, everything I say tonight is in my opinion as a psychotherapist. My opinion only. This is no reflection on anyone who suffers with bipolar disorder. Let me be clear on this. It's no generalized reflection on anyone who suffers with bipolar disorder. Let me say, because the shoe does not fit, it's like a Cinderella shoe. One shoe does not fit everyone who suffers with it, because there are variations of it. There are variations of it. And furthermore, some people have it under control. Some people have a form of it that's not as bad as another person's. Understand? It's like the flu. One person may have a very severe form of flu, or C19 even. Another person may not have a severe form. One person may have been to the doctor and have medication that works for them and it's controlled. Another person may not be doing what they're supposed to. But there are variations of it. Hey, shoeless one. There are variations of it. And let me explain a little bit about the variations. You can have bipolar 1 disorder, for instance. You can have bipolar 1 disorder. And you can have a manic episode with that, and it can last 7 days. Or have manic symptoms that are so severe, you have to have hospital care. And there are depressive episodes, and they can last a couple of weeks. And there can be manic episodes, and there can be hypomania even. And with bipolar 2, it can have depressive, I can't talk tonight, my mouth is dry, depressive episodes and hypomanic episodes, but it doesn't include the severe manic episodes that it can inhibit functioning. Bipolar 1 disorder can inhibit someone's functioning. With bipolar 2, you can have a hypomanic episode and a major depressive episode in a lifetime. But 2 typically causes individuals, sorry for my dry, I'm so stuffy with all this springtime, y'all, I'm so sorry. But 2 can cause individuals to have multiple major depressive episodes, where one major depressive episodes aren't necessarily required. It's so confusing, I know. The core differences between the two is the intensity of it. And then there's cyclothymic, where people might have what looks like bipolar disorder, and there's periods of hypomanic and depressive symptoms, but they're not severe enough that it sort of affects the function of a person's everyday life, and they might seem a little moody or difficult. So they don't typically seek help unless it disturbs their life. But they will have an increased risk of developing bipolar disorder. And then there's the type of where it looks like bipolar disorder because of substance abuse, and especially long-term substance abuse, where the brain has been affected. I would work in the hospital oftentimes, where there would be patients come in and it would appear that they had bipolar disorder because of substance abuse. And sometimes I would have patients come into the hospital, and either it was because of drug use or bipolar disorder undiagnosed, or they weren't taking their medications, and it would look like schizophrenic behavior, and we would call it schizoaffective behavior because they were either using too many drugs or they were bipolar and they were not taking their medication, and they would appear to be schizophrenic because they were acting out so bad and going off the wall, hearing voices, talking about people coming after them, threatening to do things. A lot of some of the behaviors that you might see Kanye West doing when he goes off like he does. When he goes off like he does and goes on some of these rants. Now, when he was going off with Trevor Noah, I'm going to tell you, I don't disagree with Trevor Noah about how dangerous it sounds. That sounds really cute, Monica Hall. I don't disagree with Trevor Noah about how, I'm going to drop the link in case anybody wants to come out. Just saying. I do not disagree with some of the things that Trevor Noah was saying about how potentially dangerous this could get. Because let me tell you, I strongly feel, and I'm not saying that he is like my ex. Nobody can compare one with the other. But if you have bipolar and you've been triggered and you're not taking your meds and it's to the extreme that Kanye has, and you don't want your marriage to end, and you've been triggered like he's triggered with Pete because he doesn't want his marriage to end. He doesn't want Pete to see his kids. Now, at some point, it's going to be almost impossible for Pete not to see his kids. At some point. I mean, that's just the universe. At some point, he's going to see Kanye's kids. It's just going to happen. It is just waiting to happen. And then you flip on that. Look at Northwest. That child is not dumb. Kanye is spending time with his kids. You and I both know he is filling, especially North, her head with about Mom and Pete. Just us regular people. If you've been through separation or divorce and it's not amicable, you know how you may try to make it go smoothly, but you know how, if the other parent does not want the divorce, how that parent will run their mouth. Shoeless One says the Kardashians are breaking him down. They do this to every bloke that comes on the scene. They are one toxic family. Okay, that's an opinion. But by the same token, if Kim Kardashian wants to date, is she not allowed? Is she not allowed to date? I think they have been separated how long? And he's dating. He's dating openly in the public. Someone that looks almost identical to Kim. So how are they breaking him down? You make a good point, Shan. I can't disagree with that. Shan says, I think they are a mafia style family. Don't cross the family. I tend not to disagree with that. Because they even control their photographers, often how you take their picture. So there's not a bad photo out there. Arseny calls them dark witches. But, I feel for him with his mental health disorder. I feel for him in that. I do. I feel like it's out of control. And someone needs to reel him in and try to get him help because it's getting out of control. I do feel that, and that it could get dangerous because if he doesn't do something, there is nothing to say that one of his loyal followers will not. That is true. Because look, even as creators on YouTube, no lie, know how some of the loyal followers can get with some of these other YouTube channels. Because I know none of my loyal followers would go out and hurt anybody. I mean, I'm not big anyway. Hey, James Pruitt. But we all know things can get out of hand. Yes. Trevor Noah, I back up his comments, period. I don't have to be on anybody's side. I'm talking about the mental health point. I liked a lot of Kanye's music back when. I will be the first to say, I don't have to agree with everything Kanye is saying. I don't have to agree with everything he's saying. And I'm not going to blame everything he's saying on mental health. Because whether you have bipolar disorder or not, you are cognizant of some of the things that you say. Okay? You are cognizant of some of the things you say. Maybe not all, but you are cognizant of some of the things you say. That aside, I feel for him with a bipolar disorder. I think he is a musical genius. I will say that. Kim Kardashian, on the other hand, she made the dumbest statement ever recently about get off your ass and work. That perturbed me to no end. I mean, please give me a break. It's like, read the room. Um, I probably have more respect for Chloe out of the sisters, maybe. Maybe Kendall. Possibly I mean, I'm going in the order of. But not so much Kim. I've been tired of her for a long time. But I feel for all of them as human beings, I am the most concerned for the children. All of the children in this equation deserve none of this. All of the children deserve none of this. They need to be protected first and foremost. And what do they have to hear? Even now and in the future, all of this chaos. And they're back and forth in the middle of it. True Queen of O'Hara. Yeah, the children are the one that suffer the most. You're right, Arsene, we are only responsible for our own actions. Queen O'Hara says, I think she thought he was just eccentric and didn't realize no, it was mental health, girl. You mean Kim about Kanye? Hi, J. Esco. But here you're having all of this play out in the media, right? He needs to be helped. It's turned into a game, and I feel like it's escalating so hot right now. Something is going to happen. And now he's been pulled back from the Grammys. I mean, back when he did what he did, when he walked up with Taylor Swift, then I knew something was off. When he is stabilized, the guy looks like he's got a heart of gold. But this has gotten way too far. And the media is no better. The media is no better. They're turning it into a circus. So where do we go with this? I know at one point he was stabilized, but here's what happens. Yeah, RC says you cannot help someone who does not want help. And by the same token, here's what happens when you are a partner or a spouse. You cannot be held responsible to be their therapist, their doctor, their fixer. Hey, Anita, you cannot be held responsible to do that because what ultimately happens is you self-destruct. Hey, Shelley, you self-destruct as a couple. It never works. You cannot take responsibility to heal that person. It doesn't work. And when someone has bipolar and it's in the extreme, when the person is in the manic phase, and you'll find a lot of artists, if they have bipolar disorder, they love when they are in the manic phase, because that is when they are the most creative. A lot of times, people that have certain forms of bipolar disorder, they can stay awake for days. They have a lot of energy. They have a lot of ideas. Their brains are going. But that's when they're the most creative. They have the most ideas. They're on the most, right? And they love being in that space. So it's like a rush almost. And then when they go into that crash period, that depressive period, that's where it gets hard. But when they're in the manic phase, they like that part. So when they're on medication, they're more leveled out. They don't experience that real high of the mania. And they don't like that. Okay? And in some ways, you cannot blame them. You can't blame them. So they'll go off their medication because they feel like they're losing their creativity. And it makes it very difficult. Then you have other people that will go on the medication. They'll feel so much better. And they'll be like, whoa, I feel better. I don't need it anymore. I don't need this medicine. I'm fine. I feel better. And they'll quit the medication. But here's the problem, they feel better because they're on the medication. And that happens with a lot of other mental health issues. Now, look, I would be happy if no one ever had to take medication. There are forms of depression that can be handled without medication. If you change your diet, if you exercise, if you get your blood levels or your certain things right in your body, because sometimes it can be that levels are off in your body, or your diet's made your levels wackadoo, or you're not getting. If you exercise, sometimes it can amp up your feel good hormones, right? Sometimes there are certain things you can do naturally that will alleviate you from needing medications, or alternative things you can do. Trust me, I am all for that. All for it. I would love if we never needed medications. You know I'm all about that. But sometimes we need that. But some of you are right. Sometimes bipolar, if it goes extreme, if you're triggered enough, if you're not stabilized enough, it can send people into a state of suicidal ideation, suicide, or in some rare cases, violence, and makes them dangerous to themselves or others. Arsene said that's dangerous too, especially if they don't get the medication right. That's true, because people have to be monitored. People have to be monitored, and not any medication can be just thrown at you and be the right one because of your body chemistry. It has to be tweaked and watched and measured. And Queen of O'Hara says stress makes it worse. 150%. Stress makes it worse. You can get triggered. If you don't get enough rest, it makes it worse. If you don't get enough fluid, it makes it worse. Not enough, if you don't get enough nutrition, makes it worse. We're all guilty of not enough rest, not enough water, not enough nutrition, um, making ourselves be confronted with too much stress. Who in here is not guilty of that? If you're not guilty of that, throw down me. If you're not guilty of exposing yourself to not enough rest, not good nutrition, not enough fluid, or exposing yourself to stress, throw down me right now. I'm guilty. I'll be the first one to say it. So now you've got this man who is a superstar. He married someone famous. Shannon Bain, you're lying. You are lying. So you have good nutrition, Shan. You drink enough water. You don't expose yourself to stress, and you sleep enough. Is that what you're saying? You do all those things. You have a man that's a superstar who married a social media maven. Let's call her that. Now she's divorcing him. Now they're playing. Ooh, I'm dating a you lookalike, and she's going. Well, I'm dating a funny guy, and they're picking and poking at each other. And he's trying to level it up, level it up, level it up. It's coffee fluids. Coffee will dehydrate you. Soda will dehydrate you. I bet people didn't know soft drinks dehydrate you. And I bet you Kanye's backup team and all his buddies don't say a word to him about taking his medications and all that stuff. So he doesn't have Kim to say it, and his mom Donda's not around. He's got a bunch of yes men. I wonder who he has around him. If I got hair in my face, I wonder who he has around him to help him out. It's worrisome because he's burning at two ends and spinning around like a piece of dynamite. He is a bomb waiting to go off. Mark my word. Mark my word. And you're kind of right, Shan. They are like a mafia. They kind of are like a mafia. And a money mafia at that. Every one of them rich. Can you imagine? Everyone in your family just riches. You know what? Yeah, everyone in. We tell it like it is in my family. Everyone in my family, well, maybe not my mom. She's gotten older. She tells fibs every day to my aunt, especially. But but she tells me she tells fibs. But I knew she did anyway. But we tell it like it is in my family. My brothers and I, my daughter, and my husband. If you can't be straight with somebody, where's your integrity? But you need somebody to tell you like it is that cares enough about you that's going to be straight with you. I appreciate when people are straight with me. I don't want people to sugarcoat it with me or try to tell me what I want to hear. You're not helping me. You are not helping me. So, what's going on in his life? He doesn't have anybody that is helping him. So now he has a bunch of yes men. Hello there, Care Bear. She's such a sweetheart. I want to know how all of you feel about what's going on with him and the dynamics of everything. I don't like the racist remarks he says, all of the threatening things he's doing, but I look at him as a bomb about to go off. I'm really concerned about his kids. I can see why she keeps trying to calm him down, but girl, you can't calm him down. Kim, there is nothing you can say or do that's going to calm that man down. You have put in the divorce. You made yourself a single woman. I know that you did what you did because you wanted it. I'm not saying you did the wrong thing, you wanted it. But quiet, Kim, you can't say that there's nothing you can do now. True. Kid Bear says Kanye just doesn't want to listen. If his mom was still alive, he would get it together. Oh, my Lord. In my opinion, he needs to go into a psych facility for a period of time and just get an overhaul and get some help. It is possible, Marie. It is possible. But it's also possible it could skip them. They might not necessarily get it. You know what I mean? It could be inherited, but they could get lucky. But I just feel like right now it is critical that our country, yes, and stay off social media. And stay off social media. I mean, he does one more thing that just really lights himself up. They're going to take him. Shoeless One says, I have to say I've never liked Kanye as an artist, not my type of music, but he is a creative genius. But like so many before him, when they try to are taken to the edge, it will explode badly. I do not disagree. I can't help it. Tonight I've had that song. Ain't nothing but a gold digger. Dun, 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 dun. Uh, uh. I would like to play that song if I didn't think I'd get in trouble. I am not monetized, but who likes that song? Does anybody even know what I'm talking about? She gives me money. I'll share it for 2 seconds. This is just for the purpose of learning, so people are aware. YouTube, are you listening to me? This is just for the purpose of learning. What is it that you're supposed to say? I'm screen sharing. What am I supposed to say, Shan? I did select a tab to preview. I'm trying to stop now. Okay, I gotta stop. Did I stop it? Did I stop in time? Did I stop in time? Did I talk over it? Anyway, that was my favorite songs from him. I was trying to yell and stop and talk and everything. Thank you, Shane. But he's talented. Steve said, Hallelujah. Hallelujah. But here's the thing, why is our country still not like we don't get enough for dentistry insurance. We don't get enough for mental health insurance. They limit the times that you can go for mental health, even if you need to go more. Even if you need to go more. I feel like he's disturbed and he is mentally abusing Kim and the kids. Plus, he's on social media campaign to turn people against Kim because he knows what's about to go public, the truth. What do you think is the truth, Anita? The truth about what? The more of his about his mental health. I think I think a lot of his acting out with Kim and trying to control things had to do with his mental health. I feel like they were friends for a while and he was more under control with his mental health disorder. And I feel like as he got with her and went on tour and this and that and the other, he became less in control after his mother passed away. I feel like once his mom passed away, he got completely triggered. And a lot of times, that is all it will take for somebody to spin out that has mental health disorder, like bipolar or something else. Not everyone, but often that is all it will take, especially with some men. Especially with some men. Some artists that have bipolar disorder that go in and out of being stable, not all of them, but some that don't have outlets to help them are people like Demi Lovato, kickboxer John Claude Van Damme, Catherine Zeta Jones, Vincent Van Gogh, writer Virginia Woolf, Kurt Cobain had it, among millions of others. Carrie Fisher, Russell Brand, Ernest Hemingway, Bibi Rexa is believed to have it, Brian Wilson, Ted Turner, Mel Gibson, Vivian Lee, Jimi Hendrix, Frank Sinatra. Oh, yeah. Anytime there's a downfall in a marriage, whether someone has a mental health disorder or not, it always takes two plus one, meaning there's his story, her story, or he and he or she and she, and the truth in the middle. Like, even depression is a mental health disorder, anxiety is a mental health disorder. Oh, and he is talking what he's done to Kim behind closed door. But again, there is always bits and pieces of everybody. Care Bear says, my therapist was forced to retire early, so I'm looking for a new one. I'm finding more and more therapists are only doing sliding scale because of insurance issues. And that is true. It's so true. Look, insurance is a pain in the butt when it comes to therapists. That's why you'll find more therapists doing sliding scale, and they're doing therapy online as well, or taking love donations. I agree with you, Shelley. I think both equally contributed to the downfall of the marriage in one way or the other. Even if it is a partner that's being abusive to another partner. Even in my marriage, where he was the most to blame because he was abusive. I can't say I never made a mistake in the marriage, in the first marriage. I can't say I never made a mistake. Arseny says Kardashians are running scared because he has a lot of dirt on them. I would say he does. Anybody that's been in a relationship with the Kardashians that long do have a lot of information. Even Scott Disick, if he chose to expose. But they do have to sign. I don't know if I don't know if he signed one or not. Talking about Kanye, a non-disclosure agreement, an NDA. That's okay, Willow. A lot of them have to sign NDAs where they cannot give out information, a legal agreement. So who's to know whether he signed one or not? If he signed one, he can't say anything. And we don't know if they had to sign an NDA, Anita. If they signed one, they can't say anything. That's how they play this game in Hollywood. You have to sign an NDA so you can't tell our stuff. But the sad bottom line is here is a man that's very talented that has a mental health disorder. And I feel like he is not taking his meds and he's flipping out. Yeah. Everybody has to sign an NDA. I just can't imagine that he got away with not signing one or they got away without signing one because they're both equally as famous and rich on both sides. Kanye and the Kardashians. You see what I mean? Now, if he slips up and says stuff, he can get sued and vice versa. We'll just have to see. He might not care. But then it goes back to look at the kids. I'm concerned more about the kids. And look at all the things that are being said publicly. No, it is not unusual for creative people to have some kind of mental disorder. But then I want all of you to go back. There is not, I'm going to say this and I want you to hear clearly. I would wager, there is not, short of a newborn baby or child, there is not one person in the whole world, short of a baby or a child, that has not suffered from depression, anxiety, or some form of. Find me one person. Find me one human being that has not at one time in their life suffered from depression or anxiety in one form or another. Every human being in this world suffers from one form of it or another. And you tell me, especially in the last 2 years during the pandemic, every human being has not suffered from some form of it, whether they know or not, or PTSD, or generalized anxiety that has been brought on from the last 2 years, or underlying grief. There are people that are dealing with it unbeknownst to them, unbeknownst to them, in their unawareness. They're probably going to have to get some form of help or support in the near future. And then here we have in Ukraine a war going on. And it's trickling in to various parts, different countries in our society, even right now. Right now. Everything's going up 35%. Food is going up, gas is going up. You can't find half the things that you want at the grocery store. We're going to have to make changes, okay? I'm so, so sorry, Care Bear. Sending love and healing to you. So I'm asking for all human beings to be more empathic, more caring, more open to each other, to what you're watching, to yourself, to be more caring to yourself, to be more healthy to yourself, to watch what you're ingesting in your mouth, in your eyes, in your ears, protecting your energy. And when you see these things going on, dig a little deeper. Because our whole world is wounded. Our whole world is wounded. And what you're seeing with Kanye West is a rich person's symptom of what is going on in our world. Do you understand that? He is a symptom, a wound in our face that people will pay attention to because he's rich and he is a star of what's going on in our whole world, basically. But it's a distraction, like Willow said. But it's not just going on in Ukraine. What's going on in Ukraine is making ripples, energy ripples, all over the world. Can't you feel it? It's making energy ripples all over the world. Well, it says media and Kardashians are trying to shield the bad stuff that's going on in Ukraine for money. It's disgusting because they don't understand that there's real problems going on we have to solve. I don't think they're doing it for money, Willow. I don't think they're getting paid to do that, to be honest with you. I just feel like it's something going on with them, and it's like the colorful carrot. And people are so used to watching social media that they look for distraction. Arcely says, people will know the truth soon. Russell Brand and others are exposing the truth. The Ukraine issue is very complex, and Western media is playing to an agenda, pure propaganda. Explain that a little bit more, Arseny, if you will. Because, like Willow said, she feels like, I'll put hers up too. She feels like they're getting paid to shield the bad stuff going on in the Ukraine for money. I don't think they're getting paid. I just think that's the shiny thing that we're looking at, basically. But go on a little bit, Arseny, about what you just said. You know, I almost feel like you hear Putin carry on, and it's almost like he's trying to mimic what happened with Hitler, you know, back in 35 or whatever. And it's scary. But the point is, we're living in a world where, we're suffering. Anita says she's trying to be compassionate toward Kanye, but he keeps publicly abusing his own family, and that's disgusting. Anita, I agree with you. I agree with you. I'm not saying I'm on Kanye's team. I'm not on a team. I'm on the children's team. I will say that first and foremost. I'm on the children's team. Period. Because they're innocent. They, ooh, my hair looks crazy. They haven't done anything in this. They are the victims in this. They're the victims in this. You see what I'm saying? The children are the victims in this. This has to do with the collapse of the world banks. I can't say I disagree with you on that, Arseny. Thank you, Care Bear. But look, we've all gone through this whole virus thing, right? And now look at all the people getting killed in the Ukraine. And even innocent Russians, okay? This whole thing is just completely insane. And it's rippling across the entire world. And you can feel, I can feel the pain of it here. So many people are suffering mentally, spiritually, financially, physically. And I can feel the energy and the pressure physically, emotionally, spiritually in my heart. They are supposed to be role models to the kids. But you know what? We all are supposed to be role models. We all make mistakes. We're all expected to do the next right thing. And we all end up these adults with that are injured kids on the inside trying to figure out how to do the next right thing. Somebody needs to guide him appropriately. She needs to shut down the social media until they figure this thing out. In my opinion. In my opinion. But, what does my opinion matter? First and foremost, they need to protect the children. What the children hear, see, everything. You don't think her older kids see all this stuff? Wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. They do. They see, hear, feel. Focus on the mental health. Focus on helping him, our people. Helping what's going on with our people, Ukraine people, all the people. With everything that's going on, even coming out of the virus, everything in the future, do we ever hear anything? Do we ever hear anything now? Even coming out of the virus and with what's going on, do we ever hear anything from our government even about helping with mental health? Have you heard anything about helping with the repercussions? I haven't. Have you? RC says, Putin will protect Russia. Ukraine has 10% neo-Nazis who are dressing up as Russian soldiers and are attacking people. I have video proof and funded by Biden and Clinton families. What the heck? Is there a way that you can email that to me, Arseny? Is it possible? That makes me sick. my husband was already talking about how it seems that Putin is trying to replicate um, Hitler, some of the things Hitler was doing back. We were talking about how some people were standing in to get in a bakery or somewhere, and a soldier just came in and shot all of them when they were just standing in there just to buy. Uh, and I'm not saying this to shade anybody, but from the moment Biden got in, and there are times that he speaks that I swear that he seems, and this isn't shade. I consider myself not one side or the other. I'm always looking for the least of the evils, or looking for who is going to lead our country the best. I don't consider myself Democrat or Republican. I don't. I want to hear somebody that makes sense, that doesn't have a bunch of hateful or crazy junk coming out of their mouth. When Biden came in, and this isn't shade, he sounds like he's early Alzheimer's to me. He sounds like he's early Alzheimer's. I mean, he lost a son. He's been through a lot. And sometimes he sounds like he's early Alzheimer's. Am I the only one that thinks that? Okay, stop. There are freaking Nazis in every freaking country, including Russia. I mean, there are things I could say about Trump too. So I'm not picking sides. I'm saying this as a psychotherapist and someone that's worked in hospitals. I feel like he has early onset Alzheimer's. I'm not saying it politically. So please know that. It has nothing to do with politics. No, I know he stuttered as a kid. This is something different that I'm recognizing medically. I feel like he does. Early onset Alzheimer's or early onset dementia. Something is not correct. And I know that he has to go to his regular home every weekend. Something is not correct. I feel for him in that way, is what I'm saying. It is not a put down. Let me be clear. It's not a political statement I'm making. I'm making clearly merely a medical observation. But back to Kanye. I feel like he needs medical treatment to get stabilized, to be able to handle what is going on with his divorce more evenly. That is how I feel about what's going on with him. I do not feel like he's stabilized, and that's why he's going off so hard. That's why I feel like he's going off so hard, and that it could get dangerous. And I agree with Trevor Noah. I agree with Trevor Noah. And I'm worried that if he doesn't get stabilized, he is going to crash and burn his career. What say you in the chat? Do you agree with me or do you disagree with me? Either way, I'm fine. It's a no judgment zone, no hate zone. I am open to everybody's opinion. I don't get mad or upset. What say you? And those in the bushes, I'm fine with your comments as well. Just no hate zone. Anita, I'm not left or right. Anita, I am not left or right. I was merely making a medical observation because of my background in medical and as a psychotherapist. I'm not hateful, honey. That's not very nice to say. I'm not hateful. I didn't say he had full blown dementia. I said early onset. Please don't be angry. Are you upset with me, Anita? Kanye wasn't always like this. He got like this because of the loss of his mother. I agree. He always had bipolar, but he wasn't. I feel like he got triggered with the loss of his mom. I don't agree with his behavior, but I do feel like if he got stabilized, he would be better. Yeah. I just feel like with some treatment and stabilization, he could cope better with what's going on. She was saying right wing people think he has dementia, and she sounds angry. I'm not right wing. So I was trying to clarify that with her. Yeah, hopefully she's not. This is not a hate zone. Not a hate zone. No hate. It's not a place to get angry. It's a place to lift people up. There's enough pain in the world. You know what I mean? There is enough pain in the world. It's not about trying to hurt anybody. What good does it do to point fingers and try to hurt other people when there's already so much pain going on? There's pain, there's deaths, there's PTSD. People need love and they need uplifting. They need love, they need uplifting, they need healing, they need care, right? I'm not throwing hateful conspiracies at you, Anita. I think that's just an opinion. I don't think I saw a hateful conspiracy, did I? Listen, you just have to chalk things up as people's opinions. Just like you have opinions. Everybody just send love to each other. I appreciate you, Anita. I appreciate him. But in the end, everybody's just a human being. I'm sorry that you're upset, Anita. I don't want you to have to go. I'm only sending love and healing here. Okay? Only love and healing here. And when I said that about early onset, it was only a psychotherapist opinion and somebody that worked in a hospital. I clearly said it had nothing to do with political. So please don't go. Had nothing to do with political. In the future, we will keep, except for our care and concern for the war to stop, we will keep deep dive politics out of here. Okay? It was my fault for asking what he meant. I apologize. That was my fault. I do apologize. I should know better than to ask to go deeper because, politics and religion. So please forgive. Please don't be upset. Let's calm everything down. Everyone, please take a breath through your nose. Inhale deeply through your nose. Hold it. Blow out slowly through your mouth. Inhale deeply through your nose. Hold it. Imagine brilliant, blinding white light over the top of your head. Slowly blow out through your mouth. Imagine that light flowing through your body, scooping up all negativity, toxins, energy blocks, all that does not belong, surrounding you with only love and light and healing. Blow out. We can all disagree and still love and care about each other. We can all disagree and still love and care about each other in here. This is not a place for disdain. It is not that place. Inhale deeply to the count of 4. Hold it. Blow out slowly through your mouth. Imagine a brilliant, beautiful star over the top of your head, leaking blinding, healing white light through your body, scooping up all negativity, toxins, energy blocks, all that does not belong, sending healing your way. Moving through your body, scooping up all negativity, toxins, energy blocks, surrounding you with beautiful healing light. All we have to agree upon is that we want all people healed, loved, taken care of, healed, loved, taken care of, healed, loved, taken care of, surrounded by light, healed, loved, taken care of, no harm. This room I always fill with white light. I fill with love. I fill with white light. I fill with love. I fill with healing. I fill with white light. I fill with love. I fill with healing. Knowing that you all come in here cared about, respected. You come in here loved, cared about, respected. Everything is about discussion in here. Nothing is personal. It's all about discussion and using our minds. We can disagree. You can say things in here to me. I want to hear your commentary and your comments. It's a no judgment zone. It is a no judgment, no hate zone. Do you understand? This is a place of love and thoughts and ideas and light and love and healing always. Always. The intentions are pure and there's integrity and the care is genuine. I hope you understand that. You are always welcome here. I hope that you got something out of our discussion today about Kanye West, his bipolar disorder, and the complexities of it. It doesn't mean I'm on his side about the chaotic behavior that he's had, but I hope you have a better understanding of it. It doesn't mean I'm on Kim Kardashian's side. It does mean I agree with what Trevor Noah has said lately. Definitely agree with that. I would love to hear your comments below, what you think, what you have to say, and what you think about what the children have been exposed to, and any experiences that you have had. I always want to hear what you say. Nothing I have said is personal to anyone that has experienced bipolar disorder. Like I said, it is a different experience for everyone. One shoe does not fit all. One shoe does not fit all. Mental health is a serious topic. There is not one human being in this world that has not experienced some form of mental health distress, including me. I love and respect every single one of you. I appreciate everyone that has come tonight, especially in the chat. You are part of my heart. If you got triggered a little bit by the political stuff that was going on, I'm deeply sorry. That was not my intent whatsoever. I especially apologize to Anita and to Arseny and anybody else that got a little triggered. Please, please forgive me. That was not my intent whatsoever. Again, I love and appreciate every single one of you. No, Arseny, it was not your fault. I asked you for you to explain deeper. But as always, love and prayers to everything that's going on in the Ukraine. Love and prayers to all of you. Remember, if you would like to buy me a coffee, you can do so at miracles3 at charter.net. It goes to PayPal. And remember, your vibe attracts your tribe. Thank you for coming to Dear Dana tonight. And please take care of yourself. Drink your water. Get enough rest. Get good nutrition. And take care of your heart. Protect your energy. And thank you for coming to Dear Dana. Yes, drop your comments. And yeah, please like, share, subscribe. Definitely subscribe. Again, thank you, everybody. I love you. And know you didn't do anything wrong. Everybody has a right to their opinion. We just don't have to go after each other for it, right? Don't have to go love each other. Love each other in it. I love you. I genuinely do. Like, share, subscribe. And until Wednesday, take care of yourself. And that is all. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Take it easy. And here we go, if I can find the banner. Dun 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 dun. Oops. Bye again.